welcome to Vlogmas. Come on in. Good morning. I was up and at 'em bright and early to come to the local hospital to get my annual mammogram. So ladies, consider this your PSA to schedule yours if you haven't had one recently. It's extremely important to keep up with our health checks. All right, I will see you a little bit later. It's time to go home and get some coffee. After I filled up the bird feeders yesterday, these are the birds that paid me a visit this morning. They are obviously pretty hungry right now. Hi, I thought I'd come in and talk a little bit about Christmas socks. So I started knitting Christmas socks in 2019, and I've tried to knit a pair every year. In fact, one year I think I knit two pairs, so that I could have a Christmas box of socks that I could wear during the month of December. So this is my box of socks, which is now way too small, so I do need to get myself a bigger box. But I thought I'd go through what I have so far. I did write some notes, so if I'm looking down, please excuse me. We'll start with the very first pair that I knit, which were these ones. These are the Vanilla Latte socks by Virginia Rose Jeans, and they were knit on US 1.5 2.5 millimeter needles, and I used West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply, and this is the Robin colorway. And then the heels and toes were in a contrast color called Cinnamon. Now, because these are my Christmas socks, I only wear them once a year during the month of December, so they are holding up really well. So these are my 2019 socks, my first pair. And then in 2020, I knit these. And again, it's the Vanilla Latte sock pattern. I think the only thing I did differently was I did a twisted rib at the top. But it's a pretty simple pattern. It's just, I think it's eight knit stitches and then a purl to make this sort of ribbed sock that's very squishy on your feet. And I did not do any contrast color on these. Excuse me while I retrieve my papers. So 2 pairs of Vanilla Latte, and this one has some sparkle in it. These might be my favorite Christmas socks. So in 2021, I knit, make it look more beautiful than it is. These are the Umbrella Socks by KF Jones, and they are knit using West Yorkshire Spinners Vintage Tinsel. And again, you can see that's got some sparkle in it. And this was my first time knitting a pair of socks that had an afterthought heel. And if you buy this pattern from Kay, it comes with very clear video tutorials that hold your hand through the cutting in to put in the afterthought heel, which was incredibly helpful. And that pattern is currently, I think it's £4.75, which is about $6.60 US. So those were my umbrella socks. 2022, I knit 2 pairs of socks. So in 2022, I had, it's kind of weird because this feels like I only knit these yesterday, but I didn't. These are, again, Vanilla Latte pattern with the nice stretchy ribbing. No contrast for the heels or toes, and this is West Yorkshire Spinners Gingerbread. West Yorkshire Spinners sock yarn is so soft and squishy. It's really nice. I think they pretty much nailed this colorway. It really does look like gingerbread with decorations. So that was the first pair for 2022. And then I had entered a giveaway and I won. Hooray. For this gorgeous yarn, which is called, bear with me, this is Timber Yarns Twin Sock, and the colorway is called Rudolph. I think it's absolutely lovely. It's very soft. So I used Kay Jones umbrella sock pattern again for these socks. No contrast. Or did I use a contrast? Can't remember whether it came with a contrast. I don't think it did. So again, it's the Afterthought heel, which worked really well with a self-striping yarn, I think. I might even have gotten, I did, because it was a twin sock. I'm trying to remember now. It came wound as two separate skeins. So they're identical, which is really nice. So identical Rudolph socks. Now the bonus with these was I had enough yarn left over, and so I made myself some matching fingerless mitts in the same colorway, the Rudolph colorway. So the pattern that I used for the mitts, excuse me, dropping things left and right here, was the Telescope knitting mitts by Circe Belle Boucle. And it was a free pattern on Ravelry, and I used US 1.5 or 2.5 millimeter needles to make these. I've actually knit this pattern a couple of different times as gift knits, and I have one other pair lurking around somewhere. But sometimes when you knit socks, depending on the size of sock you knit, you have enough yarn left for fingerless mitts, which is a good tip. I'm pretty sure that these took 35 grams of yarn, something like that. But those are fun. Mitts, matching mitts and socks. So 2 pairs of socks in 2022. And then in 2023, I knit just a plain pair of socks. No pattern. It was just straight knitting because I loved this yarn so much. I didn't want to do anything crazy with it. So it's just a basic heel flap and gusset, a rounded toe. I think I used the toe from Impossible Girl socks because that's my favorite toe. And then just, it's kind of matted a little bit, but just a slip stitch in the heel. And again, this was West Yorkshire Spinners, and the colorway is Nutcracker. Again, it's got sparkle in it and a lot of dog hair. Any of you have dogs, you know dog hair gets everywhere. It's in all my knits. Last year I knit the DK Weight Vanilla Socks by the Crazy Sock Lady. And these are lovely. And if you've watched my podcast at all, you know that I had enough yarn left over to make a pair of leg warmers too. So I hadn't ever knit DK socks. This is my first pair of DK socks. So these work really well in my thick winter boots. And the yarn was Regia Design Line by Arne and Carlos, and the color was 4015, and I'm going to butcher the name. It's
Leknes. I'm sure I've said that incorrectly, but again, the colorway is 4015. So those are my first ever DK socks. That was super surprising. Well, I mean, it wasn't really surprising, but these knit so quickly. They were knit on a US 3.25 millimeter needle. And these are very, very cozy. And then if you watch my regular podcast, you will know what my socks were for this year. They were the Dahlia socks by Lirio Knits. And I knit these on a 2.75 millimeter needle. And the yarn, again, is the West Yorkshire Spinners signature sock. And this is the mulled wine colorway. Again, it's got sparkle in it. You may have guessed that what I'm trying to do is every year when West Yorkshire Spinners issues its new Christmas colorway, that's kind of what I want to knit my socks in, just because I really enjoy the yarn. So that's it for my Christmas box of socks, and I hope you enjoyed that. I will put the links to the patterns down below. And if you've knit any Christmas socks or you have a favorite pattern for, let me know in the comment box down below. I am going to bring day 5 to an end right now. We are going out this evening after I make pizza to see a James Taylor tribute. I guess you wouldn't call it a band because it's just one guy, but in order to get this video out, I'm going to stop it short now. So I will film making the Neapolitan pizza and put that at the beginning of tomorrow's video, along with some footage of hopefully some very beautiful Christmas lights in the town where we're going to see the concert. So until then, I'll see you on the 6th of December. Bye.